I was listening to some information about the current thing. The current thing on YouTube seems to be demographics. Everybody's been talking about it because it has traction, it has the attention of the masses, and for the content creators, it means ad revenue. So it's a good thing for them. So it became a sensation in these past years, I would say, couple of years, although this movement of awareness is very old, at least 10, 15 years old, when people started commenting in the first forums about the gynocentric nature of the world and the unfairness towards men. But now it seems it's becoming mainstream, mainly because of ad revenue. It's a very polarizing subject. Everybody has something to say about it. Everybody. And so there's lots of opinions online, lots of debates. Often these debates are, again, arranged because of revenue, ad revenue, and publicity. So everything motivating this course is this debate, this trend is monetary, motivation, of course, monetary motivation. I mean, and people say, "Oh my God, this and that." Look, just follow the money, and you will understand most of the things in this world. Right now, for instance, the smartphone companies are developing a system in which they're going to once a day, transmit everything that you did, your preferences, you know, and everything that you commented and whatnot. They're going to transmit it to a database, and they're going to sell that information to, I don't know, corporations, governments, and it's all for in the name of profit. It's always profit that is the engine. It's not, facts, logic, wisdom. It's not decency, honor. It's not humility. No, it's always money, the incentive. And the money, in my opinion, has no moral compass. Moral compass, ethics, it doesn't have any, doesn't care about facts or wisdom. It just cares about multiplying and making more money. Yeah. Like, the people in charge, yeah, they are concerned about demographics, but not because they care about humans. No, they are concerned about GDP. They are concerned about investment, their investments and their friends' investments. Yes, they don't care about people, so they see people as cattle. That's why they open borders, and they couldn't care less who gets in. Yeah, they couldn't care less. They want, people to keep the GDP ongoing. So in listening to one of these talks, discussions, this podcaster, YouTube content creators said, you know what, we arrive at a situation in which some men just choose not to participate. And I was like, yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I sometimes choose not to participate, for instance, when there's too much pathological behavior. During, the COVID, there was this mass formation psychosis, and lots of pathological behavior was enabled. And I chose not to participate. Yeah. And everybody else just went with it because, they got possessed by fear, literally possessed by demons. This vessel that we are occupying right now, can be possessed by other entities if you let them, and sometimes make their abode permanent in that vessel. So there'll be competing, entities in one vessel, and that's called possession. And that's what most people in this world became. They became possessed, and the demons traveled through the digital, grid, and they all got possessed. I chose not to participate, you know. And when the juice is not worth the squeeze, I mean, people just don't participate. When there's too much pathology, we just don't participate. When a person is cornered, when a person has no other way out, no other way of fighting or avoiding, or becomes, in a corner, they just stop participating. It doesn't make any sense. And that's what most people is realizing now. It's better to chill and not participate in the working place, not participate in marriage, not participate in all that, because the juice is not worth the squeeze at all. And then demographics diminishes. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't care less about demographics. Nature, the world that we live in, deals in pressure mediation. So if a place becomes absent of something, it will be filled with something else. Nature seeks constant balance. And if the world becomes toxic and impossible to live on, similar, when people are in stress, they don't think about procreation. They don't think about love and those things. No, when they are stressed, they just don't participate. If they don't have a way to avoid the stress, they just, like I was trying to say, they just choose not to participate. It's almost like we are in captivity, and we are constantly fed agitation and stress and anxiety. So therefore, we just stop functioning. People stop participating. Doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. So I don't suppose things are going to change. The control, the establishment, they are all weird, BDSM, freaks and psychos. They couldn't, they don't, this doesn't affect them. The more agitation, the more anxiety that exists in the world, the better for them. It's almost like they feed on people's fears and anxieties. They are living the best days of their life. And I suppose this is what collapses in civilization, when the civilization becomes too toxic, too pathological, when honor and humility disappears, and words such as peace, love, and decency disappear from the dictionary, or they replace the meaning with something else. I suppose that's when societies collapsed. And you look around the world, there's ruins all over the place of previous civilizations that people are in awe. How did they do this? They left behind proof that they were quite advanced. And how did they collapse? Well, again, it reaches a point where the toxicity is too much. Oh, look, I got it. My cat's neighbor just came to drink some water. Anyway, when the juice is not worth the squeeze, and people just stop, they stop accepting this, and they don't participate. Again, that's probably why this idea that life, sprang out of, Africa, and life sprang out of India. I mean, these two places seem to be untouched, yeah, and they seem to survive these forces, these demonic forces. And I think it has to do with paganism, These are places where people are quite animistic. They are still very into nature and into, identifying the forces, the demonic forces, and how to get rid of them. What's the expression? How to exorcise them. Yeah. But the rest of the world, it's been in constant changing. Populations collapse and they are replaced by new ones, and this cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. Anyway, again, I couldn't care about demographics at all. Whatever happens for a reason, and this place will be occupied by someone else. Who knows? I mean, there's proof that the old continent was occupied by melanated people thousands of years ago in the time of the Egyptians. It was mainly melanated people, and now it's occupied with Caucasians, you know. Well, at the moment, the Western civilization, quote unquote, is being disseminated. Too much pathological behavior, and the juice is not worth the squeeze. From from an economy that was a bit free, right? An economy that was allowing the working classes to have a house. It's now shrinking, and the working classes are no longer able, not even the middle classes are able to own a house. Now we are going towards an economy that is more feudalistic, and everything is going to be rented, and there's going to be a small percentage that's going to own everything, and you're going to rent. You have to rent house, car. You're going to rent all of your music, all of your entertainment, like video and films and video games and cinema. Is going to be all rented. You can't own anything anymore. They're going towards that. Anyway, I think I'm going to shut up now. Have a nice day.